Hi everyone, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Wednesday, the 18th of July, 2018. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I'm using the Game of Thrones tarot for this reading. Let's have a look at what the cards want you to be aware of. Got the Ten of Spears, the Priestess, and the Nine of Coins. So the Ten of Spears is someone who's really burdened. He's carrying a huge load there. You can see that he's carrying all of these lances. It's a big weight. And these lances represent someone else's life purpose. So lances are used by knights in those jousting tournaments, and they knock each other off their horses. So he's really someone who's picking up other people's pieces and other people's joy and glory. So, each one of those lances represents a battle. So he's got 10, so 5 battles occurred, 5 victors, or they whittled it down to 1 victor. And he's really carrying things that he has no business carrying. This is other people's stuff. It's not his stuff. So ask yourself that question: what is it that I'm holding on to? What obligations or responsibilities am I holding on to? What did my parents tell me I should be? And has that affected me in my life and where I am now? Did my parents want me to be a dentist, and am I a dentist? Or was I brought up in a very conservative environment, and I now work as a clairvoyant, for instance? But this is the kind of card that indicates, rather than living your own dream and pursuing it, you're picking up the pieces of other people's hopes and dreams. It's like, rather than doing something yourself, you're watching other people do it, and it's like experiencing the same thing by proxy. It's like watching a football match, I guess, and you get to share in the glory. So first of all, drop all of the burdens, all of the things you feel you ought to do. So I should have been a great artist by now. I should have been a great writer. I should have also been a great performer and a singer and an intuitive, and run my own company and made oil connections with Russia and whatever, standards you've set for yourself. Let that go. Drop all of it, first of all, and ask yourself, what is it that I want to do now? And the Priestess is going to give you the time and the presence of calm and peace and privacy that you need to really look into the flames or look into yourself. The Priestess is like the Oracle of Delphi. She has the answers to everything. All she needs to do is look into those flames, and she can see everything that you could ever need to know. So, 1, you get a break. The universe is saying, hang on a minute, this guy is carrying too much. Let's stop, pause. You have an opportunity. Let go of what you've been, what you've put your claws into, what you've really dug yourself into. Especially those things, those are the ones that you need to drop. Then take time to reflect and contemplate and meditate on what it is you really want to be doing. Because if you, rather than, and this is not someone who is showered in glory himself. He doesn't get a big trophy at the end of this saying, oh, well done, you carried all the lances. The riders who drop the lances, they're the ones who have glory. So if you want to ever be in the spotlight, look at her. She's fiery. She's all about the spotlight. She's an embodiment of what she represents. She's red. She's like this fire priestess. So she's totally living her purpose. And because she's totally, without doubt, living her purpose, whether it's right or wrong, doesn't matter. She's completely engaged in her process, in her life. And she's living her life to the fullest. And when you do that, instead of this, then you end up as the Nine of Coins. And the Nine of Coins is a woman who's rich and prosperous and abundant because she's resilient and she works hard and she knows herself, know thyself, And she says, this is my real passion. This is what gives me that inner flame and that consistent flame. Because passions can go out and they can be fickle. Oh, I've mastered astrology now. I'm bored. I'll move on to something else. I'll learn the I Ching. Or I've mastered photography now. My exhibition was a huge smash, so I'm bored now. I'll move on to something else. People who have a lot of fire in their chart sometimes struggle with going from thing to thing to thing, and they never settle, and they just bounce around and they're never satisfied. Even those people within one of these 10 spheres is the one sphere that's their true life purpose, and by looking deeply enough into the flames, they can discover that life purpose for themselves and then follow through on it and realize that they can be fulfilled emotionally. In this case, I think she had to struggle in the desert and with difficulties to give birth to these dragons. From struggle comes great power and wealth. So this deck also adds power to the game, because usually I didn't associate power with the 9 of discs. She was usually a very disciplined woman who became prosperous and abundant because she is so disciplined. But here we've got her discipline leading to something beyond abundance and riches that will give you a lot of clout and status. So what this says really is that in your everyday life, in your everyday experiences, there's not so much that's going on. There's no crisis that demands your attention right now. There's no real fire to put out, for want of a better example. So you get the time to let go a little bit, to take some time out for yourself and to really look at the future. Sometimes it's not a regret of mine, because I think the things that I had to go through. But if I knew what I was going to do at 18, I don't think I would have been ready anyway. But if I'd known, then it would have made life so much easier to just know that this is what you're supposed to do. Because once you find that one true thing about yourself that you really know is it, you just know. It's like, you don't have to ask anyone, is this my purpose? You don't have to question it. You feel it inside you. It's just this fire that burns. And I think if I'd known that at 18, I could have saved myself a lot of pain and agony, but I suppose I wasn't ready. And sometimes we have to take that into account. Sometimes there is the universe's timing as well. And things don't always happen when we expect them to and when we want them to. So today is a day of understanding and insight. When that comes true is not given. It's not telling you it's going to happen in 3 months for you, or in 6 months, or a year. It's just saying that if you have faith and you trust that you have this within you, that you'll end up like this eventually. So we got the 10 of spears, we got 2, that's 12, and the 9 of coins, that's 21. 2 and 1 is 3. 3 in numerology is new beginnings and communication. So communicate with your inner self, and that will give you a new beginning in terms of your life path and your vocation. And sometimes the two are the same. Sometimes someone's life purpose is to heal others, and then they become a nurse. But sometimes a person's life purpose is to find a soulmate and to have a genuine, intense relationship, and their vocational aptitudes are to be wonderful at physics. They're not always intertwined, but sometimes they are. If you want a private reading about things like life purpose, or what your vocational aptitudes are, or what's destined for you in love or work or family relationships, wealth, or if you want to compare someone else's kind of details with yours to see if you're a compatible match, then please get in touch with me for a private reading. The website is gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to audio reading. And in my private readings, I use the tarot, I use the numerology, and I use astrology. I mix them all. The astrology chart gives me a blueprint of your soul. I need your place of birth, your date of birth, and your time of birth to draw that up. And then I see what your life purpose is, where you've been in past lifetimes, what your talents are when it comes to work, what's destined for you in health and money and relationships and love and career and spiritual progress and friendships and self-development and all of those kind of things. So if you're interested, then visit the website, gregoryscott.com, click on the readings tab to audio reading. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And I've done the numbers, haven't I? 10, yeah, I did. 10 and 12, that's 3. So it's about communicating with yourself for a new beginning, especially in terms of your life purpose. Yes. So if that's something you struggle with, then please do get in touch with me, because that's something really easy to look at in the astrology and tarot. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.